We begin KREM 2 News at 5 with breaking news. Please stop and take a look at your screen. This is something you don't normally see. Fire retardant being dropped near downtown Spokane. This is just one of several fires burning in the Spokane area right now. Good evening and thank you for joining us for KREM 2 News at 5. I'm Mark Hanrahan. Whitney is off tonight. In the last few hours, the calls for wildfires kept coming in. We have live team coverage of these fires tonight. Kyle Simchuk is in Spangle monitoring the 5-acre fire where level 3 go now evacuations are in place right now. Let's start with our coverage though with Janelle Finch, who is live near the Finch Arboretum with the fire many of you may have seen this afternoon. Janelle?
Mark, I'm standing off of Sunset Boulevard and Russell near the West Hills neighborhood. And actually, you can see right behind me, cones are going up on Sunset Boulevard right now. For the last few hours, this road has been closed off while crews tackle that fire, like you said, burning in Finch Arboretum. But for the 5 o'clock hour, as evening commuters come through, the officials wanted to open one lane in each direction on this road to help with the flow of traffic. However, Spokane Police is saying that if you can avoid this area, please do. Also on the road right now, you're seeing response from Spokane Fire, the Washington Department of DNR, or Washington Department of Natural Resources, and the Bureau of Land Management, as well as Spokane Police. Spokane Fire says this fire started burning in the Finch Arboretum and quickly took off. It's estimated to be 5 to 7 acres right now. I spoke with a Spokane Fire public information officer just getting on scene about an hour ago about the resources they're using to tackle this fire as it is threatening homes.
And it was already spotting pretty good away from the main body of that fire that we initially had. So got some more resources here. It just kept getting bigger. The problem was every time we turned around, we had spot fires going somewhere else. So it did jump the road. It started on the south side of the highway here. It jumped the north side of the highway. And that's been the concern. It's where the evacuations went into place because we got homes up in there.
An evacuation shelter has been set up at the Spokane Falls Community College Building 14 for those people who had to evacuate their homes. Spokane Fire does believe that this fire is man-caused, but of course that is also under investigation at this hour. Crews are hoping to contain it soon. You can see that they've used several different resources both on the ground and in the air to tackle this fire. We actually spoke to someone who was trying to come down Sunset Boulevard at the time of the fire, who was diverted, and we got his reaction to the resources that he was seeing flying overhead and on the ground.
Very impressive and startling, but I was never once concerned that they wouldn't contain it. There was, like I say, there was so many aircraft around here, I thought it was in an air show.
And like we said, plenty of resources on this fire, plenty still here now. I actually spoke to someone on the fire line just about 10 minutes ago who said that this fire is now looking a lot better than it did an hour and a half ago. That's when I got on scene. So that means that things should be going well over on the other side of the fire line. Definitely less smoke than there was when I first got here, right around the 3 o'clock hour. And you can see that we are right outside of the Catalyst project near the West Hills neighborhood. We did reach out to Catholic Charities for a statement on their response to this fire. They told us that they are following all orders issued by fire personnel and are coordinating directly with them to support ongoing response in the area. That is what we know at this hour. We will be back at 6 o'clock with an update on this fire burning right behind us. Until then, live from the West Hills neighborhood, Janelle Finch, KREM 2 News.
All right, Janelle, thank you very much. Meanwhile, level 3 go now and level 2 get set evacuations have been issued for a fire burning northwest of Spangle in South Spokane County. According to the National Interagency Fire Center, the fire is currently about 5 acres in size. To tell us more, let's get straight to KREM 2's Kyle Simchuk. Kyle? Well, yeah, Mark, things continue to improve around here. We know that around 3:30, crews were able to get a line dug all the way around this fire using a bulldozer, but it is still smoking. You might be able to see some of that smoke coming up out of those trees. We actually moved away from the incident command post just to get kind of a better vantage point, but the flames, they're burning about 6 miles west of Highway 195 here around Spangle. We also do have video from the command post. You can see a lot of fire trucks there as well. Earlier we saw people loading up horses and driving them toward 195. And while things have settled down here a little bit over the last hour, the sheriff's office still has several roads shut down as crews work to knock down this fire. Reporting live near Spangle, Kyle Simchuk, KREM 2 News.
All right, Kyle, thank you very much. Let's take a quick break from the coverage to talk about the wildfires and how they are impacting our air quality and the weather. Let's get straight to Chief Meteorologist Jeremy Good. Jeremy, our air quality not too bad at this point.
No, it's really not. A couple of things I can point out with that image right behind Mark. One is you can see the smoke in the lower levels of the atmosphere, but two, and this is kind of the more important one here, look, you can still see Mount Spokane off in the distance. That is a great sign of how much particulate we have in the atmosphere, especially those lower levels. And to me, when you can see over 10 miles, it typically means that you're good to head outside and do just about anything. For us in Spokane and really across much of the inland Northwest, our air quality sits in moderate but closer to good than not. We're at a 61 right now here in town, and we have, I would say, calm winds, but wind is starting to pick up just a little bit, and that's pretty indicative of this time in the day. Even on a very calm atmospheric day, you're going to get more wind closer to sunset or peak heating of the day, just with how the sun works. Everything heats up different. Think about sticking your hand on asphalt versus grass versus a tree versus shade. Everything heats up differently, and that just creates wind because the atmosphere is always trying to find its way back to settled. So we are seeing a little more wind, but that being said, most of the wind is not enough to really change much when it comes to battling those fires. Notice down to our south, down in Oregon and southern parts of Idaho, lots of moisture, lots of thunderstorm activity in the Blue Mountains. That eventually makes its way toward us. Tomorrow, I think we're sunny and hazy, then eventually turning cloudy. And then Saturday, Sunday, we have that chance of isolated storms returning to much of the region.
All right, sounds good, Jeremy. Thank you very much. A string of fires near Cheney kept firefighters busy this week, burning through several acres and prompting evacuations. KREM 2's Cody Proctor spoke with a woman who had to flee that fire overnight.
It's been a long night for Tony O'Neill after the Wes Anderson fire forced his family to evacuate.
It's scary. It's unnerving. You spend a lot of time and a lot of your life building things up and have the potential of it just suddenly disappearing.
They returned home after evacuations downgraded to level 2, but the fire picked up again Thursday afternoon, bringing more smoke, aircraft, and anxiety to O'Neill, especially for what it's doing to his vacation plans.
It sucks because it's like impacting my walleye fishing.
The Wes Anderson fire is just one of multiple that claimed acreage near Cheney this week, beginning with Tuesday's West Hallett fire. According to the Washington State Department of Natural Resources, the fire 60% contained as of Thursday and burned about 155 acres. Meanwhile, the Wes Anderson fires burned at least 35 acres. Aircraft spent a good chunk of Thursday dropping water on the fire. While recent fires have led to evacuations, DNR's Eric Keller says they've been lucky to keep many of these fires they respond to small.
We have lots of resources available right now. We have multiple air resources, and that's what helps us catch the fires and keep them small.
As crews continue to tackle these fires and others popping up.
Is that a new fire?
Just now.
Really?
Yeah. O'Neill says he's ready.
If I start to actually see the flames coming, I'm out of here.
If the winds move against his favor.